Service now. Hello everyone, welcome to Service Now Mastery series. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the ITIL, why ITIL is very much important, background of ITIL, what is service management, why ITIL is very much important in the service management. What is the role of ITIL in the service management? ITIL service life cycle phases, ITIL service life cycle processes, and the overview of the ITIL phases. So we have learned almost all the service now concepts, but if we we didn't learn about the ITIL, so without ITIL, without this ITIL practices, the service now doesn't come into practice because we have to serve our customer. We have to serve best to our customer. In the service now administration also, it's very important that you know the ITIL practices, best practices, and what is the ITIL and why the ITIL is very much framework is very much important. So let's deep dive into the topic. This video on ITIL will contain one or the two videos, max to max, and we will cover all the topics in it. So the ITIL is like the definition of the ITIL is the IT infrastructure library is the world most widely accepted approach to the management and delivery of the IT services, right? So it's the most widely used approach for the management and the delivery of IT services. And the successful introduction of the ITIL service management should deliver the following benefits. So what all the benefits it will have to deliver? It provides the common language with the well-defined terms. It reduces the cost of training. It increases the competency, capability, and productivity of the IT staff. So through the ITIL services, we can deliver the following benefits. So the following benefits are will reduce the cost of training, will increase the competency, capability, and the productivity of the IT staff, closely aligned to the commercial business services and products, improved the customer satisfaction through a more professional approach, improve the IT services through the use of proven best practices processes, improve the system's application availability, and reduce cost incident. Then the greater visibility of the IT cost and asset, it will also through the ITIL we can also have a benefit to reduce the hidden cost that traditionally increase substantially TCO, total cost of ownership. So hence the ITIL is recommended and used in worldwide. It is a globally recognized framework that provides best practices for delivering the IT services efficiently, and also it aligns well with the business needs. ITIL, you can also state in the another term that ITIL, IT Infrastructure Library, is a set of the guidelines and processes used by the organization to manage their IT service management, ITSM. It helps to ensure that the IT services are delivered in the consistent and value driven way. Now comes to our history of ITIL. So, first ITIL V1 came along in 1985. So, it is in books, right? Then comes the ITIL V2. It came along in 2002 to 2000 to 2004. It comes. It is a large complex. It's mentioned in the seven books with the two core volumes on service support and service delivery. Next comes ITIL V3 in 2007. So the history is not very much important, but if you want to learn that when the ITIL came into practice, so you can have a look on this slide. ITL V3 in 2007, it's a simplified and rationalized to the five books. So as you can see, the books number also get reduced. Clear guidance on how to provide a service, provides a tactical and operational guidance. So whenever the services get more and more complex, so the ITL practices get more and more in the refined sense, gives a more prominence to the strategy relevant. Next comes as an ITIL 2011 ITL V3. Okay, so let's come to our main topic, service. What is service? So service is a means of delivering value to the customers by facilitating outcomes the customers want to achieve without the ownership of specific cost and risk. So what all the services we will give to our customers and think of the outcomes the customers want to achieve. For example, in your project, in your MNC, in whichever the project you are deployed in, so you are also providing services to your customers, to your client, to your stakeholders. And what the outcome the customers want, you are following the same path to get to achieve that outcome. That is known as a service. The service management is the management of all the services in the simple term. Service management is a set of the specialized organizational capabilities for providing value to the customers in the form of services. So basically, whenever we follow some specialized capabilities or the like specialized path whenever we follow to provide the value to the customers to achieve the specified outcome, that is known as the service management. It includes the definition of the processes and functions for managing the services over their life cycle. ITIL is a framework, it's not a technology, it's nothing. It's a simply IDIL, IT infrastructure library is a framework for the IT service management. Next is the process. So process is a set of the activities, whatever the process we will follow up to accomplish a specific outcome, that is known as the process. A process take defined inputs and turn them into the defined outputs. A process may include roles, responsibilities, tools, and management controls required to deliver the outputs, right? Next is the function. Function is a team. Whatever the function we are going to provide to the customers in the form of the group of the people who are working on the same activity, that is known as the function to carry out the one or the more processes to deliver the services, right? So it is known as the function. Next, I have also mentioned that the what is the roles? Like IT service is the application monitoring service. Process is the event and the incident management process. Next is the function application level one team or the operation center. Then the outcome, it will ensure the application availability and the performance. So it's the role, what all we do in the IT service, process, function, and outcome. So next we come to our main topic, that is what are the key phases of ITIL. So the core of ITIL, IT infrastructure library, is structured around a service life cycle, which consists of the five phases. So the main phases of the ITIL, because if you mention in your resume or anywhere else that you have a knowledge of ITIL, so the first question will be what is ITIL, what why it is used, and another question is asked by the interviewer is what are the phases of the ITIL? What are the service life cycle? Right. So as shown in the picture below. So the service life cycle organizes activity around the services from concept through the live environment and into the retirement. The ITIL code documentation consists of the five phases. So the first phase is service strategy. Next is service design. Third is service transition. Fourth is service operation. And the fifth is continual service improvement. So it moves into clockwise direction. So first is the service strategy, next is the service design, then it comes to the service transition, then comes on the service operation, and at last continuous service improvement. So we'll see each and every phase one by one. Yeah. So it's a overall picture that what comes into which phase. So in the service strategy contains the service portfolio management, financial management, or the demand management. Next is the service design. So service design contains service catalog management, capacity availability management, info security management, service level and supplier management, service continuity management. Next is service transition. In the service transition, the change management, service asset and the configuration management, release and deployment management, transition planning and support, service validation and testing, evaluation, knowledge management, next in service operation, event and the access management, incident and problem management, request fulfillment, and at last in the continuous service improvement, service measurement and reporting. So, I hope that we have already learned about some of the topics of ITSM modules, such as incident, change management, service catalog, problem management, knowledge management. We have already discussed and we have seen how to configure. We have done a lot. We have spent a lot of time on all the ITSM modules. So when I was just mentioning all of the topics which comes into this phases such as in the service transition, service operation, so you can have an idea in your mind that okay, the incident and the problem management comes into service operation, so what work it will do. We'll also see into our upcoming slides. So service strategy, so this is the another slide of simplified version of this slide. Service strategy, what does it come? Service design, service transition, service operation. So most of the time interviewer also asks that if you are saying you have a knowledge on ITSM modules, so the incident management in which service or phase or in which ITL phase you will keep incident. So in which phase you will keep? In the service operation phase you will keep. And for the service transition, like knowledge management, in which phase you will keep? So in the knowledge service transition phase you will keep, right? And for the continuous service improvement is monitor, measure, report, review, and improve. Will go